at noon, Sioux Park, and Sunday at 10 a.m. Sioux Park, that's a little early, Andrew.
Before NFL.
Oh, that's good thinking on your part. There you go. We also have volleyball Friday night at 6 p.m. and then Saturday at 1 o'clock. So your weekend's planned. You've got everything. You don't need to worry about anything else. You just show up and and then although there is actually another on Thursday, Dr. Rankin's inauguration takes place at the Civic Center. That is at 3 p.m. with the reception following immediately in the LaCroix room of Civic Center. And then, of course, we're gonna, the climax of the weekend might be that little bit of a Black Hills brawl going on Saturday night at 6 p.m. Two teams are gonna get right after it. The 133rd meeting of Black Hills State and South Dakota School of Mines. So, well, I've talked enough. I'm sure everybody wants to hear what's going on with our soccer program. And I see Andrew brought a guest, so let's welcome up Coach Conniff.
All right, thank you all. Brad, can we just get right into the clips? On Friday night, we played Colorado Christian, had our first RMAC win of the season, 3-1. I preach a very attacking mentality, so when we don't score, I get really frustrated in games like this when we score before the second minute of the game. Feeling really good about what we're doing. Long ball from our goalkeeper, Daledovich, right into Justin. That's his third RMAC goal of the season. Makes it look pretty easy when we do that early. So our second goal, freshman George Martinez turns and drives forward here, and we've been working on this a lot, taking space when we have it. Plays the ball wide to Justin. Again, Justin engages his defender, beats him, plays it. This is Garrett Bonzel. Again, beats the defender, has a really nice finish just in the corner. That's Garrett's first RMAC goal. He's done really well this year, his first season of playing. This is the final one. This is an absolute gem from George Martinez. Beats the defender and absolutely painted the corner. Really, really well done. Now we're going into our Sunday match against Metro State. There's a penalty save from our goalkeeper, Daledovich. He's now saved 2 of 3 this season. 3 of 4. Okay, my bad. Incredible. I need to get my numbers right. Here's a sequence from us. Metro is a very, very talented team, and we did a great job to challenge them all game. We outshot them. We outpossessed them. Here we have a look that goes just wide. They actually tipped it on the way, and that's early in the first half. It would have been great to go up 1-0. We have a flick on here. We've been working on a few of our set pieces. This is a scheduled flick on from Justin that Ian almost got onto the end to. Here's a punt from our goalkeeper now into the second half. I mean, incredible distance. Our 2 forwards are running onto it. Metro does a good job to get back. I think their scouting report had Kyle's 90-yard punts on there. And this is our player of the game, Owen Winger, redshirt sophomore with an incredible turn and shot. He played outstanding, actually. I was just talking with our goalkeeper, Daledovich, about Owen and how good he can be. And I think his performance on Sunday was the best performance we've seen of a midfielder in program history. Like end-to-end, he played 90 minutes. He ran over like 7.5 miles. Unbelievable. So this is a tradition that was started last season by our 2 announcers. The player of the game gets the plate of the game, which is a nice homemade plate that they put together for him. So on Sunday we lost to Metro State 1-0, and we did really, really well. And I'm more encouraged from that than I was our previous weekend getting a draw with Adams State. For us to come against a team like Metro that we know their expectation is that they're in the national tournament and they're winning conference championships. So for us to come and have the run of play and us to execute the things we want to do, incredible testament to how far we've come in about 2 weeks after a really bad RMAC opening weekend. I want to mention some individuals. Owen as one has been phenomenal, and I'd like to thank Dr. Kirk, who I think is my best recruiter, because half of our team is in the IE department now. And on Sunday, we played 15 players, 10 of them were underclassmen, and that is a really encouraging sign, because early in the season, some of those guys were struggling, adjusting to play and adjusting to some of the concepts that we were preaching. And we want our foundation of everything we're doing to be hard work and energy. And they're now making runs early, playing fast, and playing aggressively, and it's a lot more fun for us to watch. And coming off the field, I think they feel more rewarded for it. I would also like to mention Kyle, as you saw Kyle Daledovich, our goalkeeper, making those saves. He got our first assist of the weekend in that Justin Barco goal at CCU, which is rare for a goalkeeper. And another player we'd like to mention is true freshman Brendan Lamorio. He's an outside back from Portland, Oregon area. That's what he would claim. And we've actually been putting him at center mid, and the responsibilities of a center mid are so much more than an outside back. You always have somebody pressuring you. You have to see the field in 360 degrees versus 180. And like every week, like players are mentioning, like, man, Brennan's really good. And I would like to take credit for it, but he's actually one of the few players that I just recruited based on knowing his club and from film. I didn't see him in person, but he was a great personality on his campus visit, and I believe our robotics department was actually trying to recruit him to be full-time with them. So he's an incredibly talented individual. And looking ahead, we have, as Joel mentioned, we have Friday at noon versus Westminster, and Sunday at 10 a.m. against Dixie State. Both are very good teams. I respect both of those coaches a lot. They're modern in terms of their philosophies. They're very attacking minded, and hopefully fun, entertaining matchups for even a third-party viewer to watch. I would like to invite Kyle up here to speak. Kyle Daledovich is actually a transfer from the University of Tulsa, which is a Division I program. And Kyle's freshman year in 2014, I coached against him when I was at Central Arkansas, which we didn't know each other back then, but it's great to have him here. He's been fantastic for us, and through the last 4 games, we've conceded 5 goals, which puts us as one of the best RMAC defenses out there, and we need to score a few more, so if we can get more assists from our goalkeeper, that'd be great. So here's Kyle.
Hello everyone, as Coach said, I'm Kyle Daledovich. I'm the starting goalkeeper here on the South Dakota School Mines men's soccer team. I'm currently finishing up my last semester here at Mines. This will be my 4th and a half year in college. Redshirted, obviously, at the University of Tulsa, and so I'm finishing up my last semester of eligibility here, my last couple of classes. I'm studying mechanical engineering. Hopefully, after I graduate, I should have about a 3.5 GPA, and looking to go back to around my hometown, about a half hour north of Jefferson City, Missouri, or Bowman's pretty close to it, where I grew up, to move to Columbia, Missouri, home of University of Missouri Zoo, where I'm going to be trying to find a job and hopefully settle down and start my life. Don't really have much plans as far as soccer goes, but that's life. So move on to the next bit and hopefully good things come.
Hey Kyle, can you talk about your summer experience with that NPSL team?
Oh yeah, so over the summer I played for the NPSL. It's a 4th tier amateur pro league in the United States here. So you've got MLS, below that this next tier is USL, below that is PDL, and then the 4th tier, which I played in, is NPSL. I played on a team called the Joplin Demise, which is one coach owner, started up small, kind of like a small business startup, and now it's grown to be a lot bigger club. I actually just went and tried out for the coach. He liked what he saw, and I was able to be one of the 4 goalkeepers that were on the team. Actually got my chance to start a couple of games, and I was the backup for the rest of the team, for the rest of the games for the team for the season. So I had a lot of good experience playing at a high level this summer, and I think that really helped me coming into this season, because I came in more prepared than I feel like I ever have been for this season to give this school and our program the best that I can. Yeah.
How common is it for goalkeepers to get assists?
It is not very common. If you look across the board, it is just not very common. I don't really know the statistics on it. I was hoping more for punts, because as Coach Conniff said, I can punt the ball really far. That's the other 18 from when I'm punting it. That kick actually came from about my own 18 when it was a pass back, but I'll take the assist either way. I got it to our forward into a dangerous position, but it's just not very common because a lot of teams drop off, a lot of defenders are heading it out or away. It's just not common that a goalkeeper's, it's pretty much anticipated the keeper's going to hit it long if he's under pressure, so defenses are ready for it. So an assist from that situation is really exciting for me, which is not very common. Yes.
How do you decide whether you're gonna punt it or kick it off the ground or line? Both ways you're kicking it along, like how do you decide?
Well, normally I can't kick it off the ground that far. That was actually a pass back, so I have a little bit more momentum. Physics, coming in, I can rebound with a little bit more force than I can just off of a still ball. But I've been able to punt the ball since I was little for a long distance. So most of the time, if I want to send it long, I'm gonna punt it. But if I want to play it short, I'm gonna roll it out to our defenders or midfielders and let them play. Yes.
You guys, Kyle, spend a lot of time as goalies sort of away from the rest of the team during practice, doing your own work and so forth. Like, what are goalies like?
Well, I'd like to say we're a fun bunch. We take a few digs at each other during practice, but it's all for the best because if we're out there and we're talking to each other and we're giving each other a hard time as to we should have made that save or you should have done this or that. It's only because we think we can. We're holding each other to a higher standard because we know that each of us can do better and we know each other's potential, and so we're constantly out there pushing ourselves because we don't have per se a head coach watching us 24/7. All the time at practice. So it really falls onto us and the environment we create for ourselves at practice. With obviously the assistance of Coach Ryan, and he's our assistant coach and goalkeeper coach who sets up the drills and runs us through. So there is someone there, but we try and make the atmosphere where we're hard on each other, but it's encouraging toughness on ourselves to push ourselves to be better.
Did you know anything about the school of mines before you transferred?
No, I did not. I actually transferred my first semester of my sophomore year out of the University of Tulsa. I transferred in about a 2-week window because that season the University of Tulsa went to the NCAA tournament. Out of respect for the team, I decided to wait until they were out of the tournament or won it or however they finished to talk to my coach. By the end of that, it was about 2 weeks I had to get my stuff together, get my life together, and find a place to go. And so when you look for across the nation, trying to find someplace that has a top-rate engineering program and a soccer program that I can come and play at, your choices are really limited. And then obviously the School of Mines has a really good reputation just from what I could find on a few days that I actually did research it. It was a really great place. I emailed the coach, Coach Cadlick at the time. He said he had to give me a shot, so I took it and came up here. Anyone else have questions? Thank you all very much.
Couple things. You're talking about punting the ball from the 18-yard line to the 18-yard line. Somebody's ears poked up over here. I can see the wheels turning. There's some football eligibility down the road that might be, so watch out, Coach. I'm going to call Coach Conniff back up here again because he made a comment which kind of fits in with this particular type of institution. I know we're doing some research, some tracking on how much exertion and running our athletes are doing. So just kind of elaborate a little bit to the crew, to the crowd about, you mentioned the young man ran like 7.5 miles. How are we doing that?
All right, let's look at that now. I'll be quick with this. We actually just got these player tech vests that have a chip in the back, and it tracks a ton of metrics on their performance, like the distance they cover, the pace they cover. It even says there's power plays for how often they accelerate over 20 yards. There's how many hits they take. So many times there's more than 5 grams of force hitting them. They even put some of the formulas together so we know the workload they're experiencing through a game or a work ratio. And it kind of projects that over the minutes played because we have some guys playing 90 minutes, some playing 30 to 40. And we've only had it about a week and it's already been a great tool for us to start. We saw how hard like Brendan Lamorio and Owen Winger worked on Sunday, so we kind of shut them down for our Monday practice. We get to see our top sprints, so like our forwards and outside backs, kind of our quicker players are competing for who has the fastest sprint in the game. Our midfielders all want to have the most sprints, they want to have the most ground covered. It even measures the amount of distance that they sprint. So we had Cam Thompson, our outside back, sprinted over 1,500 meters on Sunday. So there's a ton of really cool metrics for us the boys to be competitive, and for us, Coach Thompson and myself, to monitor how much they're doing and challenge them, and sometimes to shut them down because they really are willing to work hard. So it's been a fun new experience testing this out.
I assume you're not allowed to look at it real time?
Maybe. Actually, I wish Coach Thompson was here right now. He's more of our science and data guy, so I only know like the fun pictures and graphics on this. He would have a lot better answers, but I don't believe it's in real time. But even afterwards, it shows like if they made a run, like the distance and angle it was at, so we can see our midfielders making most of their long sprints vertically, or are they doing it into different areas, or are they doing it back defensively, or are they doing it to attack? So I'm not sure we can in real time, but there is more data than I'm even ready to look through. Yeah. Hey, thank you for all your time.
Technology's amazing. Well, our next speaker is Coach Lauren Torvi. She's going to chat a little bit about the past couple weekends and maybe give us a preview of tonight and the weekend ahead. Come on up, Coach Torvi.
Hi, everybody. How are we doing? Good. So we just finished this past week. We played 3 games in 6 days. So we played Wednesday night. We had a match at Dickinson State, which is in Dickinson, North Dakota. It's about 4 hours north of where we are right now. They're an NAIA school, having a not very good season. So we went up there with some things happened with our bus. We got there about 40 minutes before our match time, which was a little scary. But it's fine. So we were, our ladies were eating Jimmy John's as they were warming up, and I'm like, it's going to be good because they felt good about it. They were pretty casual about the experience. So we knew we had to kind of work hard given that chaotic experience. And so going into that match, we were a little bit all over the place, but we're able to get it together. We won that match in 5 sets, with the 5th set being 16-14. So really a heck of a match. And was it pretty volleyball? No, but what we did in the 5th set was everything we've been trying to accomplish all year, which is fight for it. We were down 11-14 in the 5th set, and 15 is match point. So we were down 11-14. Our freshman, Cheyenne Bastion, served off 5 balls in a row and won the match for us. So pretty awesome experience, and Brad has some clips of those last few points. So I'll let you bask in it. So here we're down 11-14, and mind you, this gym is insane. It's not very big, they didn't have many fans, but they were loud. Pretty rad. I don't know if any of you ever played in Dickinson. I know some of you have been there, but it's a pretty rad gym. That gym will rock. So this is Cheyenne. She's our freshman from Laramie, Wyoming, and she has not been a consistent server to her quality. So for her to rally off that many points, that's big time. And she served tough, and I really loved her for that. She didn't go back there and serve free ball. She served tough. And here she earned herself an ace. So now we're tied 14-14. And mind you, this whole season we've been battling to do this, to just fight for it and not just sit down and be afraid and just fight for it. And this is us fighting for it. So this is good for us. So now we're tied. Got to win by 2 in volleyball. We get them out of system, which is a big serve, free ball. We need to take advantage. Dana goes up and gets a big kill. So now we're at 15-14, got to win by 2. She goes back serve again. Both teams are out of timeouts at this point, so it's kind of just let them play. She's trying to catch her breath a little bit. This was a 2.5-hour match, so, and she's our setter, which means she runs in circles for 2.5 hours. So this is pretty impressive. Serve top ball, big dig here by Mackenzie Olivero. They keep it in play. And then Hannah Stevenson gets a big flop. Where our camera was videotaping that match, if you saw the other angle, you could have seen me. I pretty much tore my labrum, fist pumping so hard. But it was an exciting match to win. That was big for us. So we came home that night, got home around 1 a.m. We woke up, practiced the next day, and next morning we left for Metro State in Denver. They are a very, very good team. They are huge, they are big, they are fast, they are strong, they are all of those things. We ended up taking a set off them, which was a very big deal. We lost the first set 25-11, just got smoked, and flipped around, won the next set 25-23. Unfortunately lost the next two, but for us to really battle against a team that physically is beyond us was a big deal. So the next day we traveled to Shadron. It was Shadron's homecoming, so I'm sure a lot of you have been to Shadron, or at least their facility. It's big and it's loud, and they have stands around the entire floor, and the stands were full. I mean, everything on big points was, the gym was physically shaking. So it was a big game. We did not play well first set. The second set we won 25-22. The third set we lost 23-25 on some very questionable calls. And the fourth set we lost again 25-23. So it was a very tough match. However, that's probably some of the better volleyball we've played. They just came out with a big win for them. So we're going to play them again. That's a team we get to play again in RMAC, and we'll be the next time. So coming up this week, we have tonight Black Hills at 6 p.m. I expect all of you to be there. We will be honoring WISE with the event that Joel had mentioned before. So for those that don't know, WISE is a program on campus. It stands for Women in Science and Engineering, that basically provides mentors to our freshman females that come in to South Dakota School of Mines. Any upperclassmen, females can be their mentors if you're a part of the program, and you're automatically a part of the program when you enroll as a female student. So they have a room on campus where you can do your homework and hang out with other females on campus. And so WISE came to us to kind of create this event where we're inviting all these young girls to do a bunch of science experiments that WISE will put on. We're going to provide them pizza, and then we're going to let them come to our game. So it's going to be a fun night. So WISE, one of our juniors, Hannah Stevenson, the kid that got that block on match point, is a member of WISE, and she's a big advocate for it. And they made a video, our university did, for WISE and with Hannah, featuring Hannah. So we'll show you the video. It's pretty awesome.
I'm Hannah Stevenson. I'm a junior civil engineering major from Chandler, Arizona. I really liked the idea of making things and being able to design something and see the progress, which is why I really liked getting to decide what columns and beams and how everything fits together. It really appealed to me when I was choosing a major. I really wanted the opportunity to play volleyball at a higher level. Everyone on the team that I met was really academically focused and had career goals, and that they're all striving to do all these super cool engineering majors and do cool things with their lives, but we're also taking the time to play volleyball and be competitive. I first got involved in WISE a little bit my freshman year when I had a WISE mentor who I became friends with, who helped show me the ropes. She helped me get my resume ready for career fair, and it encouraged me to be more involved. And now I'm a mentor and I have my own girls that I'm mentoring. I invited them all out to ice cream to celebrate their first week of college being over, and I reached out and make sure that they're handling their homework and make sure if there's anything I can help with or any questions that they have in there. Can I just talk about one thing I like about WISE?
Yes.
One thing I like about WISE is the WISE Center in the McLaurin building is always open, always super comfy. There's always other girls in WISE or just girls from the school in there hanging out. There's snacks, and it's just a good place to go to relax and kind of be in a place without the stress of school and busyness. And there's all the things that I have going on. It's just a place to it's nice and comfy. There's comfy couches to sit in. I can do homework, or I can just sit and watch Netflix on my laptop, or just do whatever I need to do to get in a good headspace and prepare for my next class or my practice.
You've got some stress with the schedule you have. What do you do to de-stress?
My power nap. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, it's real cute. cool. So we'll be working with that event tonight. It starts at 4:30, so if you have young daughters, nieces, granddaughters, anybody that wants to come to that event, it's free. They come to experiments. We're going to provide them with pizza, and then they get to come watch the game for free. And that video will be playing between our second and third match on our glorious jumbo screen. So it'll be fun. We expect to see you there at 6 p.m. It'll be a good game. And then coming up this week, on Friday, like Joe mentioned, we play Colorado Mesa at 6 p.m. They're a fantastic team, the top of the conference, so that's going to be a real challenge for us. And then on Saturday, which is a very big day, clearly, we will be playing at 1 p.m. I expect you to start your festivities with us, hence why we changed the game to 1. So before you tailgate, we expect to see you there at 1 p.m. We are playing Western State. They are currently sitting at the bottom of the conference, and that's a game that we need to be really competitive in. So all in all, it's going to be a great week for us. Tonight is extra special, obviously with the rivalry. We got both bleachers down, so plenty of room for everybody to come. And yeah, it's going to be a good week. Get some wins. Yes.
Coach, I overheard you talking to one of your athletes about their approach to hitting and the more, not necessarily the physical, but the mental approach to hitting it. Could you just kind of maybe elaborate a little bit on the difference between a solid attack and
Sure, yes. So what Joel's talking about is I was meeting with Dana Thompson, our freshman, who is top of the Armac Kills, watching some film because I have been trying to get Dana to instill that killer instinct in her, because that kid can get 25 kills a match easily. It shouldn't even be a challenge for her. She is that good. So we've been watching film about the way she approaches to the ball and the way she swings at the ball, and after all this film we watch, she really is understanding that the way she's hitting the ball is 50% of her ability. I mean, with the strength and the power that kid has in her body, she should be just bouncing balls to the point where she hits the ball and it bounces over your head. And she's not approaching to do that. So we talked a lot yesterday about the need to have a killer instinct and to be very quick at the end of her approach and understand that every time she hits the ball, she will get a kill. And I think that's something that comes with experience, being a freshman, and we're getting there. And yesterday in practice, she was phenomenal. So if you want to see somebody go off tonight and bounce some balls, you can watch us this weekend. I promise she'll do it. She'll promise you to. Cool. Any other questions? Awesome. Thank you.
All right, the man that made if you're juiceless, you're useless. If you're juice, you have to tell us how that is, Coach, when you get up there. I forgot already. Let's get Coach Tinker up here right now.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Juiceful, you're useful, Joel.
Okay, thank you.
Really cool stuff there. That was awesome video. Just hearing that story, and I'm a big fan of power naps also, so I get that. Unfortunately, our program took a power nap in the first half at CSU Pueblo. We did not play very good against a really good team. Really good team. They're better than we are right now, but we weren't at our best on Saturday. No excuse for it. They were just much better than we were, and we need to improve in some areas that we really identified. Probably, if we looked at ourselves, we probably tried to overcoach some things a little bit on Saturday to maybe make up for some things we saw personnel-wise where we were challenged. And then once we kind of got back into our normal, kind of the things we do, we were quite a bit sharper and acquitted ourselves quite a bit better. But that is part of the nature of the sport, as you try to do whatever you can to get your guys ready to go, and that's what we were certainly trying to do. I think that team is probably a playoff team this year, and of the times we've been here, that's the best team we've seen yet. Going back through my 7 years here, they're a strong club. So I'm proud of our conference, and that we are producing a team like that. Certainly, when we see them again, they have to come to Dunham Field next year, and so certainly we're excited for that challenge. But we'll deal with that when we have to deal with that here in about 365 days. But there were some highlights. You can imagine it's not a super long highlight video, but we do have some from Saturday's game. We actually came out on fire in the first couple of plays of the game. Early on, here's Jake making a play, getting the ball up to Isaiah Manley, and our best players have been playing well. Isaiah's had a really, really strong season, among the better players I think in our league right now. Here's Jake on the move, as he's very good at getting the ball up in the air to Joe Lubers, our freshman, redshirt freshman out of Denver, Colorado, number 18. And Joe has played really well, and we're going to need to continue for him to play well as we get boogered up a little bit at the receiver position just in terms of injuries and so forth. This is Jake moving in the pocket here in the red zone and finding Carson Hunt on the move. Carson is a sophomore out of Arvada, Colorado. Nice play by him. And that was our first touchdown. I thought we were kind of getting ourselves back under control a little bit after falling behind, but we didn't get back under control fast enough. This is Michael Redlin. Michael Redlin doing what he does, which is just make big plays in the backfield. He has just been battling. He went down during the game on Saturday for a little bit, but fortunately he will be back this weekend. And then this is Jake finding Isaiah again. These guys are good players, you know, and so are they. They have good players too. We have good players. They have good players. Their players played better than ours on Saturday, but those are some of the highlights from our game against Colorado State Pueblo. Now we turn the page. You know, you get ready for this one, the biggest game of the year every year when you get an opportunity to play. The reason guys come to South Dakota Mines is to play in this game for the home state trophy against Black Hills State. It's you hear that cliche, throw the record books out the window, but it's more just that the individuals know that their legacy as a football player is tied to how they play in this game, what their record is in this game. And so I certainly have seen enough things from Black Hills State to have enough respect for that team that they're going to come in here and play their best football game of the year. And I expect that we will too. We had what I would call a spirited session this morning. It was fast, it was physical. There was probably some frustration that we got off of our chest and put onto each other a little bit. There was some good intensity on the gridiron this morning. So excited the way we started the week, and now we prepare for what is going to be a highly emotional game. Whenever you play this game, you want to play with emotion without being emotional, which is a challenge. You know, it is. I just remember distinctly our first year here. I had not played in the rivalry yet, and we called a bootleg pass on the first play, and they just, as our quarterback ran out of bounds, he was about 4 yards out of bounds, and they smoked him. And I thought, well, that's one way to set a tone for a game. And they just took the 15-yard penalty without a care in the world, just to send a message. I thought, this is an interesting rivalry we got here. And until you play in it, that's probably the thing I'm most nervous about, is just that we have some freshmen that are playing in big roles, and we've been telling them about the rivalry, you know, a lot of different ways. But until they're in it, they just don't know. So our veteran players have been doing their part, trying to educate our young players as to what the intensity level of the game is, what the meaningfulness of the game is, and that, you know, at the end of the day, it is still, you know, 53 1/3 yards wide, 100 yards worth of gridiron, and you got to go play football the way you've done since you were a kid. So all those things are coming into play, but I know you'll feel it tonight when you're at the volleyball match, and you'll just feel the energy of the rivalry and what we've told our players and our coaches. The team that we have seen on film that has played 5 weeks of football for Black Hills State is not the team we will see Saturday night. It is a different energy level, it is a different juice level, it's a different intensity level, it's a different passion level, it's more on the line. And you know, we've sent that message has been sent, and now it's a matter of bowing up and accepting the challenge on Saturday, and our men are extremely motivated to do just that. Like I said, we've been juiced up all week. I think the juice level is very, very high, and the building will be electric on Saturday night. That's part of your responsibility, is to create that atmosphere, because one of the things that it's hard sometimes. Football's hard. You know, it's not virtual. Okay, when people hit you, it hurts. You know, we had some guys feel that the other day. You know, it's a physical game. It is. You have to go, and you're going to get smacked sometimes. And there are tough days. And when we wake them up at 5 in the morning for a 6 a.m. practice, it's pretty easy to feel sorry for yourself. But the reason you come to South Dakota Mines is to play in this football game at Dunham Field in front of our fans. And we're going to bring the juice and bring it home on Saturday night. So I know you guys are fired up for it, but I'm sure there's got to be a couple of questions in the crowd about where we are, where we're going here over the next few weeks.
How do you beat Black Hills?
How do you beat Black Hills? By doing us. You know, we've played some really good football this season. None of it really happened on Saturday, this past Saturday, but we've done some really good things. We got to stop them from running the football. We have to take the ball away from them when we get opportunities to. We have to stop giving it away on offense. We've had some turnovers at some critical times in these last 2 games where without, those games are going to have different outcomes. And then our best players have to play well. I mean, our guys that are real guys have to prove it. You know, that's how you know how guys are real guys. You know, everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. And so we have to be that way. We have to be what we say we are, and that's what real guys do. And it's in very capable hands, the hands of our leaders, and they're ready to go.
Zach, what was the feeling on the sideline? Because I saw that first drive, team moved right down the field. The pass in and out of the hands of the receiver, intercept. They go down 75 yards to score. Instead of us looking up 7-0, here's the team we didn't want to fall behind too quickly, leading 7-0. Did that deflate the sidelines at all, do you think, in retrospect, as you look back at it?
100% we lost confidence, there's no question. Yeah. I mean, it's a performance anxiety. It's, you know, yes, we did. We lost some confidence. And that's our job as coaches, to not let that last for too long. And it's the job of our leaders to let that not last too long. We were able to move the ball quite effectively over the course of the day without being able to finish. We knew it was going to be hard to finish drives because they are good on defense. But we need to be able to recover faster. That's something that we've done a good job of. You know, if you look back, a couple of games this season, we've really gotten into the other team scores, we come back and score. Or we get stopped, like offensively, we've turned the ball over in situations and then our defense immediately bows up and gets a stop. You've seen that multiple times during the course of the season. So it's been part of our DNA. It was not on Saturday. So we got to get that energy back. What I saw this morning in practice I was pleased with was we made a big play on offense, and then we make a response on defense. Then we make a response on defense, make a play, and then the offense would come back and make a play. So that's what you need to do. You need to feed off of each other. So that's what we need to do. But yeah, we did lose confidence at that moment in time. What you saw was real, you know. And as you develop as a program, we need to be able to line up with the same kind of dudes they line up with, and it'll help our confidence level. Yeah.
What happened to Jake in the third quarter of last week's game when he exited the game?
What happened to Jake in the end of the third quarter when he exited the game? Oh, yeah, contact. Yeah, good question. Yeah, so maybe a face mask call. I don't know. Someone put their hand through his face and poked him in the eye. Contact fell out. Somehow it landed where he could find it on the field, and Thomas came in and started slinging it. It was actually kind of funny. Jake came out after he got his contact back in and said, well, how do we get down here? Because Thomas made a couple plays, we got down the field. I said, well, we ran it and then we threw it. I mean, that's football, that's what we do. Oh, okay, well, I just didn't know. That's how it works. You know? But Thomas, that was one of the other encouraging things is Thomas, number 12, came in and he didn't play very well when he got his shot earlier in this season. And this was a much, much better opponent than he was seeing on Saturday. He was playing against their ones, and he looked poised and composed and moved the ball with efficiency, which was a positive. Yeah, Ryan Larson. This is always my favorite question of the day.
It's so deep. No, not question. It's so deep.
No question.
You know, talk about being on the road for 2 straight weeks and just the luxury of being home again. You know, volleyball was on the road constantly last week, and just, you know, as coaches, we know how hard that is, but just get your energy levels back, being at home, practicing your own field, sleeping in your own bed. Is that obviously a big key for us this week?
Yeah, so Ryan's asking about, you know, what it's like to be on the road for a couple of weeks, especially when you do the Dixie Pueblo double. I mean, I'd like to thank the RMAC for that, you know, kick in the face. But it's a tough double back to back. You never unpack the suitcase, right? You just like you get the stuff into the washing machine and it comes back out and you just put it right back in and get ready to go again. It's a bit of a challenge. I mean, it's my wife and daughter are coming to every game this year. They've been traveling to the road games. And so they're getting sort of this, you know, they'll come to me on Tuesday afternoon, man, I'm still a little tired from that trip. Oh, really? You know, yeah. You know, that is, and it kind of gives you some good insight. We work on it a little bit, Ryan. I don't think we were too tired on Saturday. It's not an excuse. It really isn't. But I'm good that I'm not going to be on a bus this coming Friday. Yeah, I'm good with it, you know. I'll get to sleep in my own bed. I'll get to, you know, make my own choices, you know. Well, the hardest thing for me is when we're on these bus trips is we just constantly drive past Starbucks without stopping. And about 20 times per trip, I want to just pull the bus over and just say, guys, one guy needs to get out of the bus and get himself a triple shot of espresso and juice up. But I don't think that's fair to the other 70 people in the party, so we keep going on. But that's the hardest part for me, man, seeing that green and white sign and just driving by and missing out on an opportunity to get juiced up. But it is a challenge, but that's part of RMAC football, you know, and we try to turn it into a little bit of a, you do the best you can with it, you know, but Dunham Field's a way better place to play football than any place in the RMAC, I promise you. It is the best place to play football. And Dunham Field at night is where we shine. We've always been great at Dunham Field at night. That's our pride, and we're going to come out firing on Saturday. All right, y'all, rock on.
So again, we've got your whole weekend planned, whole week really. Tonight, you get to show up to the Black Hills State volleyball game. Friday, Saturday, we've got volleyball, we've got soccer, we've got football, we've got your fixes in. So I truly think we are right there as an athletic department to getting over the hump, to being even more competitive in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference and NCAA Division II athletics. We've made some tremendous strides in the last couple of years, and I just want to thank everyone who has supported the institution, you know, financially with their support showing up here on Tuesdays, to our professors who give extra time and help to our scholar athletes, to President Rankin, who's come in and done nothing but positive things about athletics. And this is no disrespect to President Wilson, but President Rankin has been there and done that. When we sit down and talk about tailgating and things like that, he's come up with better ideas than I've had so far this year. So I'm really looking forward to progressing and moving forward. I appreciate everything that everybody does in this room for Hardrocker Athletics. And the last thing I'm to bring up here is I heard a rumor one time that there is Coach Conniff mentioned that there's a lot of industrial engineers on your team. And I heard a rumor that our industrial engineering office commits sort of an NCAA violation. Once students get on campus, the industrial engineering class or professors recruit within the students on campus. Now, if we did that, if Coach Larson did that, and you know, when we're playing Black Hills State, and he goes out on the court and says, "Hey, you're a really good point guard. I want you to be my point guard next year. I'll give you more money." You know, we'd be in trouble for that. So we're watching, Coach. Thank you.